Liam had always been curious about the stars. Since he was a child, he dreamed of traveling beyond Earth, seeing planets that no human had ever touched, and meeting beings that were only imagined in stories. Now, aboard his small but sturdy starship, he was finally doing just that. The ship hummed softly as it glided through the edge of a glowing nebula. Colors of green, purple, and gold shimmered around him like liquid light. Liam watched in awe, his hands steady on the controls but his mind full of wonder. As he adjusted the ship's sensors, something unusual appeared on the screen. Two small life forms were floating near a tiny rocky asteroid. Liam squinted. They were humanoid in shape, but unlike anything he had ever seen. Their skin gleamed like molten silver and their hair shimmered in a rainbow of soft lights. Their eyes glowed gently, reflecting the nebula's colors. Liam felt a strange mixture of fear and fascination. He carefully guided his ship closer. The sisters, because he would soon learn they were sisters, seemed weak. They floated slowly, their movements unsteady, as if the vacuum of space drained their energy. Liam quickly realized they might be hungry or tired. He opened a small compartment in the ship and took out some rations, simple dried food packets he had carried for long journeys. Maybe they are hungry, Liam whispered to himself. He floated outside in his suit, extending a hand with some food. At first the sisters recoiled slightly, their glowing eyes narrowing. Liam stayed calm. He smiled gently and placed the food on a small floating platform between them. Slowly, the taller sister reached forward. Her hand trembled as she touched the food. The smaller sister followed, her movements cautious but hopeful. Liam watched as they tasted the rations. A small glow seemed to grow brighter in their eyes, and the tension in their bodies melted away. For the first time, they looked peaceful. "You are kind," the taller sister said, her voice soft and melodic. Liam started, surprised to hear words he could understand. I just wanted to help," he replied. His voice sounded small compared to the vast emptiness of space around them, but he felt no fear. The sisters smiled, a gesture that made Liam's heart feel lighter. "You have done something few beings do," the smaller sister said. Liam tilted his head. I don't understand," he admitted. "I just shared food. That's all." The taller sister floated closer and placed a small hand on Liam's arm. Her skin was cool, almost like glass, and it felt strange but comforting. "A simple act of kindness can change destinies," she said. Liam blinked. "Destinies?" he asked. She nodded, her silver hair flowing in the gentle currents of space. Then something unexpected happened. The sisters handed him a small glowing crystal. It pulsed softly in his palm, warm and alive. "Keep this. It is a token of what you have done. It will guide you," the taller sister said. Liam turned the crystal over, fascinated by the way it shimmered with colors he could not name. Before he could ask more, the sisters began to drift away. Their bodies moved smoothly through the vacuum, almost as if they were part of the nebula itself. Liam watched, mesmerized, as they disappeared into the starlight, leaving him alone but feeling strangely connected to them. Back inside his ship, Liam sat down heavily. His mind raced. Who were they? Where did they come from? And why did a simple act of giving food feel like it had created a bond across the galaxy? He studied the glowing crystal in his hand. It was beautiful and strange, and somehow he felt it carried more meaning than he could understand. For the first time in his long journey, Liam realized that space was not just a place of mystery and danger. It was a place where small actions could ripple across the stars, creating connections that might change everything. He had no idea how, but he felt that this moment, the simple act of feeding two alien sisters, was only the beginning. As his starship resumed its slow journey through the nebula, Liam held the crystal tightly. Somewhere out there, beyond the light and dust of distant stars, the sisters were watching, and Liam could not shake the feeling that his life, and perhaps the lives of many others, was about to change forever. Liam could not stop thinking about the two sisters and the glowing crystal they had left with him. He held it carefully, turning it in his hands, watching the light inside shift and pulse like a tiny heartbeat. It was warm to the touch, almost alive, yet silent in the hum of his starship. Every time he looked at it, he felt a strange sense of calm and curiosity, as if the crystal was asking him to trust it. He carefully placed the crystal on the control panel and stared out at the nebula. The colors swirled around him brighter than ever, as though the universe itself was aware of the encounter. Liam's mind raced with questions. Who were these sisters? What did they mean by a simple act of kindness can change destinies? And why had they given him this crystal? Suddenly, the crystal's glow intensified. A small beam of light projected from it, forming shapes in the air. Liam leaned closer and gasped. The shapes were images of distant star systems, planets, and fleets of sleek starships moving together in perfect harmony. He could see massive cities floating in space, connected by glowing energy streams. It was breathtaking, more incredible than anything he had ever imagined. A voice echoed in his mind, soft but clear, and it did not come from the ship's speakers. Liam of Earth, you have shown kindness when it was needed. That is rare. The crystal now carries the first trace of our bond. Keep it safe and it will guide you when the time comes. Liam's heart pounded. The voice was gentle yet powerful, filled with authority and warmth at the same time. He felt both honored and confused. Who are you? He asked aloud. The voice did not answer directly, only the crystal pulsed faster. As if encouraging patience, he tried to focus on his mission, scanning nearby systems for habitable planets and anomalies, but his attention kept drifting back to the crystal. It seemed to respond to his thoughts, glowing brighter when he concentrated and dimming when he relaxed. He realized that it was not just a token or a gift. It was alive in a way he had never experienced, connected to the sisters somehow. Minutes passed, then an unusual pattern appeared on the ship's sensors. Small blips of energy were moving toward him from the edge of the nebula. Liam frowned. At first they looked harmless, but their speed and precision were unusual. He adjusted the sensors and zoomed in. The blips resolved into tiny ships, smaller than his own starship but moving with extraordinary speed. Before Liam could react, the blips multiplied. Hundreds of them appeared, each one moving as if guided by a single mind. Then, in an instant, thousands of them blinked into existence on his screen. Liam's eyes widened in shock. His simple encounter with the sisters seemed to have triggered something massive, something beyond his understanding. He tried to communicate, sending a friendly signal in every language he knew, but no response came. The fleet did not attack. It moved with purpose, forming patterns in the void of space. Liam realized the crystal's pulse was stronger now, almost urging him to wait, to watch carefully. As he floated in the command chair, heart racing, Liam finally understood that feeding the sisters had done more than save them. It had connected him to something enormous. He was not alone. Somewhere beyond the nebula, a civilization had noticed his act of kindness and they were coming toward him. The ship trembled slightly as the first massive shadow appeared on the sensors. Liam stared in disbelief. One enormous starship, sleek in silver, moved with silent precision toward him. Its surface reflected the nebula's colors, and its size made his small starship look tiny. And behind it, thousands more seemed to stretch across the horizon of space, forming a stunning, intimidating armada. Liam swallowed hard, gripping the control panel. He could feel the crystal's warmth spreading through his body, a gentle reminder that the sisters' gift was more than it seemed. They are not here to harm me, he whispered, more to himself than anyone else. Deep down, he knew he was right. And in that moment, Liam realized that his journey through the stars had changed forever. What started as a small, simple act, feeding two hungry sisters, had awakened forces he could never have imagined. And now, with the armada approaching and the crystal glowing brighter than ever, he had to face the unknown with courage, wisdom, and a new understanding of what kindness could create in the universe. Liam's heart raced as he stared at the enormous fleet approaching him. The first ship alone was larger than any starship he had ever seen, its surface smooth and shining under the nebula's light. But it was not just one ship. Thousands more followed, stretching across the horizon like a river of silver and gold. His small starship felt insignificant, yet he could sense no immediate danger. The crystal in his hand pulsed steadily, almost like a heartbeat, calming him as if it were guiding his emotions. He tapped the controls nervously, trying to send a signal. "Hello, I come in peace," he shouted into the empty void, but there was no reply. The ships moved with perfect coordination, forming a circle around him in a protective pattern. Liam's jaw dropped. These were not random ships. They were organized, controlled, and purposeful. Minutes passed. Liam's mind raced, wondering what could have prompted such a response. And then, a signal arrived on his communication system. It was unlike any language he had ever heard. It was deep, melodic, and somehow soothing. The words, translated automatically in his ship's system, "Liam of Earth, do not fear. You have fed our sisters. That act of kindness has bound you to our protection." Liam blinked. "Bound me? Protection?" he asked aloud, disbelief and awe mingling in his voice. The voice continued. "Your simple choice has shown a rare quality in your people. We now honor you and ensure your safety." He could hardly believe it. He had not expected anything like this. A simple act of giving food had triggered the attention of an entire civilization. Liam felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. He wanted to ask so many questions, but he could barely find his voice. The largest ship in the fleet began to move closer. Liam watched, amazed at its size. He could see windows or observation panels, glowing softly, but no weapons were aimed at him. The fleet's formation shifted smoothly, creating a safe corridor as the lead ship approached. Liam realized that they were not just protecting him, they were guiding him. A beam of light extended from the lead ship toward his small vessel. It was soft and warm, enveloping his starship in a gentle glow. The crystal in his hand reacted immediately, pulsing faster and brighter, as if recognizing a connection. Liam held his breath as the beam lifted his ship slightly, moving it toward the larger vessel. He felt weightless yet calm, as though someone else was helping him navigate the vast emptiness of space. When he finally arrived inside the lead ship, Liam's eyes widened in awe. The interior was unlike anything he had imagined. Light flowed from the walls and ceiling, soft but illuminating everything clearly. The corridors were wide and smooth, curving gently like flowing water. Machines and consoles hummed quietly, responding instantly to movement or thought. Liam realized he was standing inside a place of incredible technology and beauty. Then, he saw them. Two figures floating toward him, familiar and unmistakable. The sisters were here. Their silver skin glowed softly and their eyes shone with warmth. "You have arrived safely," the taller sister said. "We have watched your journey and guided our fleet to you. Your kindness has proven that you can be trusted." Liam felt a wave of relief and happiness. He had expected danger, but instead he found friends, beings of extraordinary power and wisdom who valued compassion above all else. I did not expect this," he admitted. "I only offered food." The smaller sister smiled. "Even the smallest actions can have great effects. You have shown what many cannot. That is why you are here." Liam nodded, feeling humbled. He looked at the crystal, now glowing brighter than ever, and realized it was more than a token. It was a symbol of connection, of trust, and of a bond that could reach across galaxies. As the fleet continued to hover around them, Liam knew his life had changed forever. A simple act of kindness had created a ripple in the universe, and he was now at the center of something far greater than he had ever imagined. He was no longer alone in the vast emptiness of space. For the first time, Liam felt the true meaning of being part of something bigger. And somewhere deep inside, he knew that this was only the beginning of an adventure that would take him to places beyond even his wildest dreams. Liam stood in awe inside the massive lead ship. The walls glowed with soft, flowing light, and the air felt alive, almost humming with energy. Everywhere he looked, sleek consoles and floating panels displayed information about stars, planets, and distant systems. He felt small and ordinary, yet strangely important, as if the universe had chosen this moment for him. The two sisters floated gently toward him, their eyes calm and shining. "Welcome aboard," the taller sister said. "We are pleased you accepted our guidance." Liam nodded, still amazed. I don't understand. Why all of this for me? I just shared some food." The smaller sister's glow brightened slightly. That simple act showed a quality we rarely see. It is not the size of the gesture, but the heart behind it. You have proven kindness, courage, and respect. That is why you are here. Before Liam could respond, a voice echoed throughout the chamber. Deep, melodic, and commanding, it seemed to come from everywhere at once. Liam of Earth, do not be afraid. You have been observed. Your actions matter. You now stand within our protection, and we wish to speak with you. Liam swallowed hard, trying to find his voice. I am honored, but I don't know if I am ready for all of this. The voice was gentle but firm. You need only be yourself. Your deeds have spoken for you. We value truth and compassion above all else. The sisters floated closer, and the taller one gestured toward a large viewing panel. A holographic map of the galaxy appeared, showing thousands of glowing points connected by lines of light. This is our territory, she explained. We are the Oralis. We have observed many worlds, but few show the qualities we value. You, Liam, have earned our attention. Liam's eyes widened. So, all of this, the ships, the technology, it's all yours? The smaller sister nodded. Yes, but we do not use it for conquest. We only protect and guide. Aggression is not part of our way. We act only when necessary to defend peace and those we care for. He looked at the crystal in his hand. It pulsed steadily, as if confirming her words. Liam realized it was more than a gift. It was a key, a symbol of trust between him and the Oralis. I never imagined my life could change like this. A small choice, feeding you, led to all of this. The voice spoke again. Kindness is a bridge across worlds. Your actions, though simple, have opened a path for friendship and alliance. You now hold a role greater than you may understand, but your heart has already shown you are worthy. Liam felt a strange mix of pride and humility. I will do my best, he said. I don't know what comes next, but I promise I will honor this chance. The sisters smiled, floating closer so that their presence surrounded him with warmth. First, you must learn about our people and our ways, the taller sister said. There is much to understand about the galaxy, about responsibility, and about the power that comes with knowledge. You will begin your journey here, the smaller sister added, and soon you may see the consequences of your actions. Even small acts can ripple across entire star systems. You have shown that choices matter. You have shown that humans can hold compassion even in the vastness of space. Liam nodded, absorbing their words. For so long he had thought his life was ordinary, just a single person exploring stars. But now, he felt the weight of something greater. His small act of kindness had awakened a bond with beings of immense power and wisdom. He understood that he was part of something much larger than himself. As he floated in the chamber surrounded by glowing panels and humming machines, he realized that this moment would change him forever. The universe was no longer a distant mystery. It had become personal. The sisters had shown him that even in the vast emptiness of space, connection, trust, and kindness could create extraordinary outcomes. And somewhere beyond the lead ship, the thousands of warships continued to hover, ready to act, watching over him as guardians. Liam knew that his life, and perhaps the life of his entire world, had shifted in ways he could not yet fully comprehend. The adventure was only beginning, and the galaxy awaited him with secrets, challenges, and discoveries beyond imagination. Liam could hardly believe his eyes as he floated through the corridors of the lead ship. Everything gleamed with a soft golden light, and the air itself seemed to hum with energy. The technology around him was unlike anything he had ever seen on Earth. Screens floated in midair, showing planets, stars, and what appeared to be entire star systems connected by lines of glowing energy. Liam felt both awed and overwhelmed. The taller sister floated beside him. This is only a small part of what our people have built, she said. Our civilization spans many star systems. We observe, protect, and guide where we can, but interference is rare. We respect the natural growth of worlds. Liam nodded slowly. So, all of this, it's yours? The ships, the technology, the power? He asked. The smaller sister smiled. Yes, but we do not use it to conquer. Our warships exist to defend, never to attack. Our people value peace above all else. As they spoke, a holographic image appeared in front of Liam. He gasped. Tens of thousands of warships stretched across the projection. moving in perfect formation. Each ship was sleek and silver, larger than any vessel he had ever seen. Liam's jaw dropped as the sisters explained, "These are only a fraction of our fleet. We maintain readiness across the galaxy, ensuring safety for those under our protection. Even a small civilization like yours is valuable when its people show kindness and courage." Liam held the crystal tightly in his hand. Its light matched the glow of the ships in the projection, and he felt a strong connection between them. I never imagined a small action could lead to all of this," he said. "I only shared food with 2 sisters. That was it." The taller sister's eyes gleamed. "Even the smallest acts can carry enormous consequences. Your choice demonstrated empathy and wisdom. We have been watching many worlds, but few show the qualities we admire. You have earned our attention, Liam. Your people now have allies beyond what they can imagine." The smaller sister added, "And we can offer guidance and protection, not because we demand it, but because we see value in nurturing life that shows promise." Liam could hardly speak. His mind spun with the possibilities. He realized the Oralis civilization had knowledge and technology far beyond Earth's comprehension. He thought of how vulnerable his planet would be without allies like these. "So you will help Earth?" he asked cautiously. "Yes," said the taller sister, "but guidance comes first. Knowledge comes before power. You will learn our ways, understand our strategies, and discover the energy that flows through the universe. Only then can you help your world in meaningful ways." The crystal in his hand pulsed gently, almost as if it were responding to their words. Liam realized it was not just a gift or a token. It was a link, a connection that bound him to the sisters and their people. It gave him insight, guidance, and reassurance. A new holographic image appeared. Liam could see distant star systems, some with life, some barren, and some caught in cosmic storms. The sisters explained, "We observe everything. We watch for threats, natural or artificial. But our greatest concern is not war. It is understanding, protecting, and nurturing. Actions like yours show that even a single being can impact the balance of life." Liam nodded, feeling a deep sense of responsibility. He understood that his life, his choices, and his actions now had meaning on a much larger scale. The Oralis did not demand loyalty, but they respected courage, honesty, and kindness. That respect felt like a responsibility heavier than anything he had faced before. "Your journey is only beginning," the taller sister said softly. "What started with a simple act of kindness has now opened a path across the stars. You will see worlds, civilizations, and challenges unlike anything you imagined. But you are not alone. We are with you." Liam looked out through the ship's viewing panels at the nebula beyond. His heart swelled with hope and determination. He knew that from this moment onward, his life would be tied to the stars and to beings far greater than he had ever dreamed. He had been chosen not for power, but for his heart. And that, he realized, was the greatest gift of all. The universe, with all its mysteries and dangers, awaited him. And Liam, once an ordinary explorer, now stood at the center of a galactic bond that could change everything for his world. Liam followed the sisters through the vast corridors of the lead ship. Everywhere he looked, soft light illuminated panels, machines, and holograms that moved as if alive. His small starship, which had once felt like the pinnacle of technology, now seemed simple and fragile compared to the wonders surrounding him. "This is where you will begin learning," said the taller sister. "Understanding our technology and knowledge is not just for protection. It will teach you responsibility, strategy, and insight. Every action has a consequence, and every choice can ripple across the galaxy." Liam nodded, trying to absorb everything. I am ready," he said, though a part of him still felt small and unprepared. The sister smiled. "Courage is not the absence of fear," said the smaller sister. "It is moving forward even when you feel unsure." They led him to a large chamber filled with floating platforms, glowing energy fields, and holographic star maps. Liam felt like he had stepped into a classroom built by the universe itself. "Here," said the taller sister, "you will learn to navigate, defend, and understand energy flows. You will study starship operations, galactic formations, and the power that sustains our civilization." The first lesson began with simple energy manipulation. Liam watched as the sisters shaped streams of glowing light, twisting and forming them into patterns that floated mid-air. "Energy is the foundation of all life and technology," explained the taller sister. "Control it, understand it, and you can protect or create. Misuse it, and consequences follow." Liam concentrated, placing his hands in the energy streams. At first, nothing happened. He felt frustration rising, but the sisters remained calm. "Patience and focus," the smaller sister said. "Your mind must align with the flow, not fight it." Slowly, Liam felt the warmth of the energy, a gentle pull that responded to his thoughts. He moved his hands, shaping the streams into a small glowing sphere. The sister's eyes shone with approval. "You see," the taller sister said, "even small progress matters. This is how you learn control, discipline, and wisdom." Next, they introduced him to starship navigation. Holographic simulations appeared, showing fleets moving through asteroid fields, cosmic storms, and gravitational anomalies. "Understanding movement and strategy is as important as energy," explained the smaller sister. "Even a single starship can change the outcome of a battle or prevent disaster." Liam practiced tirelessly. He guided simulated ships through dangerous space, avoiding collisions, predicting enemy movements, and coordinating multiple vessels at once. Each success filled him with confidence. Each mistake taught him something new. Slowly, he began to understand the precision, patience, and intelligence required to command even a small portion of the fleet. The sisters also taught him about galactic diplomacy. "Kindness and trust are as powerful as technology," the taller sister said. "Every civilization has its values. Understanding them can prevent conflict before it begins. The universe responds to intention as much as action." Hours passed, though in the ship it felt like minutes. Liam's mind and body adapted to the rhythm of the lessons. The crystal in his hand pulsed gently, guiding him when he faltered, reassuring him when he felt overwhelmed. He realized it was more than a token. It was a mentor, a link to the sisters, and a reminder that his choices mattered. By the end of the day, Liam sat on a floating platform, exhausted but exhilarated. "I never imagined learning could be so vast," he admitted. The sisters smiled, their presence calm and encouraging. "Knowledge is endless," said the smaller sister, "and learning is only the first step. Soon you will face challenges that test your wisdom, courage, and heart." Liam looked out at the nebula visible through the ship's viewing panels. The stars seemed brighter, larger, and closer than ever before. He realized that the universe was no longer just a place to explore. It was a place where his choices, his learning, and his heart could have real impact. For the first time, he understood the magnitude of the connection the sisters had created. He was not just an observer of the galaxy. He was a participant, a student, and perhaps even a guardian in the making. And somewhere beyond the walls of the ship, the thousands of warships waited, ready to act if needed, silently watching over him and the universe he was beginning to understand. Liam had been learning and training with the sisters for several days. He was growing stronger, smarter, and more confident with each lesson. He could control energy flows, navigate fleets through complex simulations, and even anticipate the movements of potential enemies. Yet he knew that true tests were never found in simulations. They came in reality. He did not have to wait long. The crystal in his hand pulsed urgently one morning, sending a gentle vibration through his chest. Liam felt the warmth and guidance of the sisters immediately. "Something is happening," he whispered. The taller sister floated beside him, her expression calm but serious. "You are ready to see the results of your learning," she said. A holographic projection appeared before them, showing a hostile fleet approaching the borders of Oralis space. Ships far smaller and less advanced than the Oralis vessels, yet they moved with aggression and coordination. The sisters explained, "These ships test our outer limits. They threaten worlds we watch over. Your skills will be needed to resolve this peacefully, if possible, or defend if necessary." Liam's heart raced. He had never faced a real threat in space before. All of his experience had been simulations, lessons, and controlled exercises. But now the stakes were real. The lives of countless civilizations, including his own world, could be affected by his actions. The sisters guided him to a command station aboard the lead ship. Holographic fleets surrounded them in 3 dimensions, each ship glowing with energy. Liam could feel the power of the Oralis fleet vibrating through the ship itself. "You will coordinate the defense," the smaller sister said. "Use strategy, patience, and observation. Remember what you have learned." Taking a deep breath, Liam focused. He traced the movement of the hostile fleet across the holographic display. He analyzed their formation, predicting where they would strike. Slowly, he moved Oralis ships into strategic positions, creating barriers and safe paths for civilian vessels. His hands moved quickly, shaping energy shields and directing forces with precision. The hostile fleet tried to break through, but Liam anticipated their moves. Using the sisters' teachings, he redirected energy flows to create temporary blockades, forcing the enemy ships to slow down. Every decision required careful thought. One mistake could allow destruction, yet Liam remained calm, guided by the crystal's steady pulse. Minutes felt like hours as he worked. Sweat formed on his brow, but his focus never wavered. The hostile ships faltered, unable to penetrate the protective formations. Liam directed them toward empty sectors, avoiding conflict while containing the threat. Slowly, the enemy fleet realized they could not succeed. One by one, they turned and retreated, leaving the Oralis space unharmed. When the final ship disappeared from the sensors, Liam sank into the command chair, exhausted but elated. He looked at the sisters, who floated nearby with proud smiles. "You did well," the taller sister said. "You used knowledge, strategy, and restraint. That is true strength." The smaller sister added, "You have proven that even a human, guided by understanding and compassion, can influence the outcome of vast events. Your heart, mind, and courage have shown the value of trust." Liam held the crystal, now glowing gently, a symbol of his connection to the sisters and their people. He realized that his actions had not only saved lives, but had also earned him the respect of a civilization far beyond his world. The test had been difficult, but it had shown him the importance of preparation, calmness, and careful thought. Looking out through the ship's observation panels at the retreating hostile fleet, Liam felt a sense of pride and purpose. He had learned more than strategy or control of energy. He had learned the responsibility of power, the importance of compassion, and the weight of trust placed in him by beings far greater than himself. For the first time, he understood the meaning of being part of something larger. The galaxy was vast, full of dangers and wonders, and yet small acts, careful decisions, and courage could shape its course. Liam's journey was far from over, but he had passed his first real test. And the sisters, guardians of countless worlds, now saw him as more than a student. They saw him as an ally. The stars outside shimmered, silent and endless, as if celebrating the victory. Liam smiled, knowing that he had begun a journey that could change not just his life, but the future of many civilizations across the galaxy. After the retreat of the hostile fleet, Liam felt a deep sense of accomplishment. He had faced his first real test and survived, guided by the sisters and the wisdom they had shared. Yet he knew that this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, filled with mysteries, civilizations, and challenges, and his role was just starting to take shape. The sisters guided him to a spacious chamber at the heart of the lead ship. From there he could see the entire armada spread across space, thousands of warships gleaming under the nebula's light. The scene was both breathtaking and humbling. Liam had never imagined that such a display of power and order could exist, yet it was peaceful, purposeful, and protective. The taller sister turned to him. "Liam, you have proven your courage, wisdom, and compassion. You have shown that even a single being can influence events across the stars. Now we offer you a permanent place among us as an ambassador and ally." Liam's eyes widened. "An ambassador? Me? But I'm just human. I have never done anything like this before." The smaller sister floated closer. "That is precisely why we chose you. You are human, and your choices come from heart and reason, not power or fear. That is rare. You will represent your people, and through you, Earth will gain knowledge, guidance, and protection from threats that you cannot yet imagine." Liam nodded slowly, the weight of the moment settling on him. He had never expected that feeding two alien sisters would lead to this, a bond with a civilization far greater than his own, a role of responsibility, and the potential to protect his world. He held the glowing crystal tightly, feeling its warmth and the connection it symbolized. The sisters led him to a communication chamber. There, holographic maps of countless star systems shimmered in the air. "Through you," the taller sister said, "we will observe, advise, and guide Earth. Your people are young, but they show promise. You will help them learn, grow, and prepare for the challenges that lie ahead." Liam took a deep breath. He thought of his home, the blue and green planet that seemed so small in the vastness of space. And yet now Earth mattered on a galactic scale. "I will do my best," he said firmly. "I will honor this chance and protect my world. The sisters smiled, their glow softening. "Remember, Liam," said the smaller sister, "your strength is not in your weapons or ships, but in your heart, your mind, and your choices. Even the smallest act of kindness can create bonds that last across the stars." Suddenly, the crystal pulsed one final time, sending a wave of light that spread across the ship and the surrounding fleet. Liam felt the energy connect him to each vessel, each ship moving as if it were alive and aware of his presence. For the first time, he understood the true magnitude of the Oralis fleet. 10,000 warships, not built for conquest but for protection, guided by intelligence, compassion, and the trust placed in him. As the fleet adjusted its formation, Liam looked out at the stars beyond. Somewhere in the distance, countless civilizations thrived, unaware of the invisible guardians watching over them. Yet now Earth had allies powerful enough to protect it from threats both near and far. The sisters floated beside him. "Your journey will continue," said the taller sister. "You will see wonders, meet new beings, and face challenges. But remember, your actions, however small, can shape the future of many." Liam smiled, feeling both humbled and determined. He had started as an explorer, a solitary traveler in the vastness of space. Now he was a link between worlds, a bridge of trust and protection, and a guardian of both knowledge and life. As the nebula glimmered in the distance and the thousands of ships moved in silent harmony, Liam realized something extraordinary. One small act, feeding 2 alien sisters, had changed everything. It had created bonds, forged alliances, and opened doors to a universe of possibilities. With a deep breath, he stepped forward, ready to embrace his new role. The galaxy awaited, full of wonder, challenges, and endless opportunities. And Liam, once an ordinary human, was now a part of something far greater than himself. A story of courage, kindness, and hope that stretched across the stars. The stars sparkled, the fleet held steady, and somewhere beyond the horizon, the sisters watched with pride. Liam was ready, and the universe would never be the same again.